Good evening. It is March 4th, 2019, 6 p.m. time to call the Garden City Council meeting to order. This time I'm going to call Gerald Etheridge up front to lead us in our invocation and remain standing for the pledge.
Let's pray. Father, I always like to start my conversation with you by saying thank you. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for what you've done for me. And thank you for loving me even when I'm unlovable. Father, I pray that you would be in this midst tonight. Lord, that everything that is said and done would be in accordance with your will. And Father, as we go forward into the week and following months, Lord, I pray that you would be, your umbrella of protection would be around our first responders, because they never know what they're going to get into when they arrive at a site. So Father, we just want you to know that we love you and we thank you. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time I ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Mayor Bethune,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Kicklighter, Councilmember Campbell, Councilmember Cody, Councilmember Daniel, Councilmember Ruiz, and Councilmember Tice.
This time we're going to open up the meeting for anyone who would like to come forward and speak for 3 minutes. Is there anyone who would like to come forward? Seeing no movement, we're going to go into our regular business. Consideration of city council minutes dated 2/18/19 and workshop synopsis dated 2/25/19. Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Voting on the motion. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. This time we're going into our staff reports. First up is Director of Human Resources, Pam Franklin.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Okay. The city is still recruiting for 2 repair technicians, so pass that along if you know anyone that'd be good. And also police officer and/or police officer recruit. During February, we had 3 new hires. We have a big welcome to firefighter Jason Hamrick, utility billing tech Marion Keister, and police recruit Anthony Villegas. We had no separations from employment in February. We ended the month with a total of 105 full-time employees. Turnover, of course, 0 for February. We had 1 payable unemployment claim during February. And we had 1 workplace incident with no lost time during the month. And that completes my report unless you have questions.
Any questions for Pam?
Nope.
All right.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you,
Thank
Pam.
you.
Next up is Director of Information Technology, Ben Brigman.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
This is the Technology and Building Maintenance Report. In the technology side, we deployed 4 laptops to the police department. We continued the configuration of the WatchGuard software, which is the police camera, body cam and car cam video software, and cameras themselves. Next month, or actually, sorry, well, this month now, March, we're going to start technology classes at the senior center. And then we're doing maintenance and replacing cameras throughout the city as far as city property, just our security cameras. On the website side, we have 1,015 followers on Facebook and 484 followers on Twitter. And as far as the building maintenance, we completed a routine maintenance on the HVAC system, and we repaired, cleaned, and did maintenance on the City Hall roof. We just had a couple leaks that we needed to repair. That concludes my report, unless we have any questions.
Thank you, Ben. Any questions? Thank you. Next up is Director of Parks and Rec, Cliff Ducey.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
I have the February report for the Parks and Recreation Department. At our senior center, we averaged 40 seniors during the month per day. Also, 715 meals were served for the month of February. It was a very busy month for our seniors, and they had a good time with their events. I'll mention a couple of them. On February 1st, they had their pre-Super Bowl party they do every year, and enjoyed it. Had a lot of good food there. Also on the 14th, they had their annual Valentine's celebration. And they've got a trip. They want to go ahead and get out. They're planning a trip to Pigeon Forge this October. So anyone interested in that, also stop by the Senior Center. Let them know about that and enjoy our activities there. Our Cooper Center is averaging 15 per day participating in the after-school activities. Stop by. Any kids that want to participate, you can stop by 700 Davis Street any weekday and participate over there. Love to have everybody out there. They can play games or get some help with some homework or work on the computers. During the month of February, we had 15 basketball teams this year, a really good number with 120 basketball players. And our other big activity was gymnastics. We had 24 during the month participate in gymnastics. We also hosted the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association District 2 8 and under basketball tournament at the Garden City Gym on February 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. We had several teams participate in the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association district playoffs. We didn't win any of those. We had a few second place finishes this year. Our 12 and under girls finished second place, and our 12 and under boys finished second place, so they did a really good job. We're currently taking sign-ups for our baseball, softball, and t-ball. We're going to start practicing next week. This is ages 4 to 14. T-ball is really 4 to 5 year old age group, and 6 through 14 playing baseball and softball. So anyone that wants to register and get going with us, they can stop by anytime 8:30 to 5 at our Garden City Rec Department, 160B Priscilla D. Thomas Way, or call us at 966-7788 to join up. It's only $25 for residents, and that includes everything. Do want to mention also, we had on February 15th, we had the Arbor Day tree planting at our senior center. We had mayor and council members and our junior council with Jackie Jackson, who brought them out, along with our seniors, planted 3 trees behind our Garden City Senior Center. Looking forward to them growing over the years. And also, we had last Friday our Bazemore Park renovation ribbon cutting, which y'all were all at, and we enjoyed. We had a good number of turnouts there, and Matt Mitchell grilled the hamburgers and hot dogs for us, and it was very good, and we appreciate it very much. And that completes the Parks and Recreation report.
Thank you, Cliff. I have to say that the new concession stand restrooms look great. All the ones that were involved with that, yourself, Ron Alexander, Benny Googe, any other staff members, it really looks first class. And I have to agree with you, the hamburgers and hot dogs were delicious. So that's a real nice facility, and I'm real proud. A big improvement from what we had in the past. Any other council?
Just please make sure the before and after pictures are posted on the website.
Okay.
And, 'cause it's really something to brag about, 'cause y'all really did an awesome job.
Right. It's really something when you do compare the before and after. You don't
Yes.
realize it was that bad before, but it was
I
really
was
nice.
glad, I wish we had more of our past coaches and rec folks like Jimmy Parker coming and, visiting with us and being a part of that, because they took pride in that when they built that building and started that complex. It was really nice to see Jimmy come and
That was nice.
participate and tell little stories about what took place years ago. So it's come a long ways. Y'all did a great job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Mayor.
City manager, any updates?
I just want to echo your comments about Friday and the effort that the staff put forth on the Bazemore concession stand. I mean, that's a sharp-looking building, really, really great little facility right there, and I think it's kind of changed the whole face of, that particular facility now, and, we'll move on to making some more improvements out there and keep on trying to raise the bar a little bit for our rec complex there.
Agreed. We have a number of items for consideration. First one is Resolution U.S. Bicycle Route 1. I'd ask the clerk to read that by heading only.
A resolution of the City of Garden City, Georgia, stating its support for the development of U.S. Bicycle Route 1.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion.
for approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. I'm going to ask the city manager to give us a little overview of what that exactly means for Garden City.
Yeah, our staff was contacted, I think, by the Coastal Regional Commission, who was facilitating local government's support for expanding some of the area and regional biking opportunities, and in this case, bringing this particular route, I believe it's down Highway 80 in Garden City, and one of the prerequisites to this future endeavor getting off the ground is that the local governments that are affected by where the route is proposed to go sign on their support. So what we're doing here is we are, basically coming forth and putting our support in place so that as this project gets underway and moves forward in the future, Garden City will be a participant and a stakeholder in that process.
Thank you. Any other comments? We have a motion and second. Voting on the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution MOU for automatic fire aid. I'd ask the clerk to read that by heading only.
A resolution authorizing the Garden City Fire Department to enter a memorandum of understanding with the City of Fort Wentworth Fire Department for temporary automatic aid protocols during the closure of Highway 25, Highway 17, alternate Main Street at Smith Avenue.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion for approval. Second.
Motion made and second. Ron, would you want to comment on that, or would you want the fire chief?
No, we've been coordinating on it, myself and the fire chief, and then of course city council during the workshops. Here in I think the month of May or so, the Main Street Highway 17 bridge is going to be closed while they try to accelerate the construction schedule. As a result of that, discussion was had about enhancing our aid agreement with Port Wentworth so that they could help us in terms of response along the Bourne Avenue Highway 21 area in the event that we pull out of Station 1 or Station 2 and run into traffic or a train. Presumably Port Wentworth's going to be on the way, along with Pooler for that matter, but this is just a way to ensure that our response and fire coverage is of a level that our citizens and businesses in that area expect, even though there's going to be the detour on Highway 17 for a period of time.
Okay, thank you. Any other? We have a motion and second. Voting on the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution release of old sanitary sewer easement. Ask the clerk to read that by heading only.
A resolution vacating an existing sanitary sewer line easement running through Centerport Intermodal Development Parcel 2, formerly owned by Georgia Pacific Corporation, in exchange for the receipt of a newly configured sanitary sewer line easement.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion for approval.
Second.
Ron, would you give us a overview of that, please?
Yeah, out on the Centerpoint property, formerly Georgia Pacific, obviously there was configuration of easements and other things of that nature. And as a result of the development the last 10, 15 years that Centerpoint's going through, some of the project sites, parcels have been reconfigured out there such that, in this case, this sanitary sewer easement needed to be swapped to better facilitate their future construction, while at the same time we would maintain access to do maintenance on our sewer lines and lift station facilities that are in the area. I don't know if city attorney wants to add anything to that. So once again, it's just a cleaning up of some easement swaps out there to reflect better what's occurring today versus when they were originally instituted.
Thank you. Any other comments? We have a motion second. Voting on the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolution Chatham Villa surveying proposal. I'd ask the clerk to read that by heading only.
A resolution authorizing the city to accept the proposal of Maxwell Reddick and Associates to perform professional land surveying work in connection with proposing potential drainage improvement alternatives in the Chatham Villa subdivision, to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement with such surveying firm for the performance of such work.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion for approval.
Second.
And Ron, I was in Chatham Villa today after the rain, and one of the issues we have over there, we have a number of areas where the water just ponds and has no way to go. So this will give us a plan to develop and see what we can do to eliminate some of that.
Yeah, it's very flat out there, and as a result, the water does have a tendency to collect in certain areas. This surveying exercise we're going to go through is going to help us hopefully define conveyance pathways to move that water to the ditch system that surrounds the subdivision from where the water collects in the interior of the subdivision. So we'll be getting to work on this in the coming weeks, and we'll be talking more about hopefully how we can make some meaningful improvements out there to alleviate some of the things you observed today.
Okay. Did we have a motion on that yet?
Yes.
We have a motion, second, voting on the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have 4 end-of-the-year budget amendments, and we're going to lump those into one, according to Jim. So I'm going to ask the clerk to read them all at one time, and then we'll come back and vote on them at one time.
Okay.
So I'd ask the clerk to read those by heading only.
A resolution to amend the fiscal year 2018 general fund budget to adjust for the differences between the originally budgeted and presently projected year-end revenues and expenses. A resolution to amend the fiscal year 2018 budgets for the 4 enterprise funds, water sewer fund, fire protection fund, stormwater fund, and sanitation fund to adjust for the differences between the originally budgeted and presently projected year-end revenues and expenses. A resolution to amend the fiscal year 2018 budgets for the 3 special revenue funds, confiscated assets, hotel motel tax fund, and tourism board fund to adjust for the differences between the originally budgeted and presently projected year-end revenues and expenses. A resolution to amend the fiscal year 2018 SPOS fund budget to adjust for the differences between the originally budgeted and presently projected year-end revenues and expenditures.
Entertain a motion.
I make a motion for approval.
And Ron, this is just housekeeping, just typically something we do each year.
Yeah, each year about this time in the first quarter, finance staff reconciles up the budget from the previous year with all the year-end information through December 31 incorporated, and brings these resolutions forth, and this is going to set the table now for the formal audit to be done by our city auditor in April, to be done by June 30th of this year.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and second. Voting on the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business that needs to come forward? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you.